I was taking a look at one of the fake investment gurus on YouTube. Guy that sounds like Count Dracula. The typical bullshit artist doesn't know what he's doing. And I saw this. This is one of the ads that's popped up on this video before it began. Our friend Mark Cuban. Now, let me just give you all some context here because I don't know when you're going to happen to watch this video I'm making. But today is June 12th, 2024. And it's just about a year and a half, I guess, maybe a little longer. Let's call it a year and 9 months or so since the collapse of FTX, and maybe around 2 years or so since the collapse of Voyager Digital. Now, you might know when I'm reminding you that Mark Cuban was involved in Voyager Digital. He actually fucked his fans. He fucked the people that put food on his table. The Dallas Maverick fans. As the owner of the Mavericks, Mark Cuban appealed to his fans to get involved with Voyager Digital. He met with the CEO, Ulrich, and they were talking about how Voyager Digital was great and how Mark was going to give everybody for the next 24 hours or so, I think $100 in credits if they opened an account or made a trade on the Voyager Digital platform. And if you take a look at the audience he was addressing on that particular day, anyway, it was a largely minority audience. It didn't look to be particularly high education attainment. In other words, he was exploiting these people. It's disgusting. Since that time, Cuban has decided to sell a large portion of his stake in the Mavericks. Don't get me started with the NBA. It's a complete garbage league. It's been trash for more than 25 years. It's a dog and pony show like WWE, basically. But I think he decided to sell that stake to kind of move away from the limelight. And I believe he also left Shark Tank. Scam Tank is what it is. Fake TV, stage TV. I've exposed that in the past. The point is that the media doesn't even, 2 years later, they still have not criticized Cuban. Here's a man who the media is continuously coming to and carrying on with this facade like he's an investment guru, like he's a business guru. And he's not. He's an investment loser and a business loser. And that is a fact which I have previously shown. And I happen to have a little bit inside information with Cuban here because, as I've mentioned in the past, I've actually run into this guy a few years ago in some of the upscale, trendy bars or clubs in the city of Dallas and the what's known as the uptown area of Dallas. These are clubs that, of course, cater to younger, single individuals. And the main word here is single. Mark Cuban has been married for quite some time. Not only all of this, but every time I have seen this guy at these clubs, S. Fuzi, this is several years ago, probably, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, a little longer than that. S. Fuzi is one. Candle Room is another one off the top of my head. Each time I've seen him, he's been stone drunk out of his mind. And so I just wanted to mention that. I'm not going to talk about the fact that the company that provided him with his fortune, he didn't really have anything to do with. He bought the company. It was a completely useless company that never made a penny of profit, was drowning in debt. And that company, broadcast.com, actually was the demise of Yahoo. Yahoo bought it during the peak of the dot-com, ridiculous price. Anybody could have made a fortune if they attached anything that they made up with the dot-com at that time. And that company caused Yahoo to collapse. Yahoo was one of the most valuable companies in the world 25 years ago. That's right, believe it or not. And ever since that collapse, because they focused on broadcast.com instead of the search engine business, allowing Google to seize that market opportunity. Ever since that time, Yahoo has dwindled down, and it's into the boiler room that it is today, worth very, very little, a tiny sliver of a fraction of what it was once worth. And there's a lot of other things behind it I'm not going to talk about. The rabbit hole goes quite deep when you look at who runs Yahoo and the discriminatory practices that they have engaged in order to reward their tribe. Speaking of tribe, of course, we've got to get back to Mark Cuban here. And the point is, folks, is that this guy, because of his media buddies, he's never criticized. In fact, he continues to make money off of this fake perception, like all of these media celebrities do. They go on TV, the media touts them as a great investment or business genius when the fact is it's not true. And they do this because they give the media what they want, and in return they make a lot of money selling all types of things, endorsements, so on and so forth. And this is what Mark Cuban is doing here. He's even with this one, I forgot what it's called, Zen Business or something like that. And you can see he's giving a master class now. So think about this. You got a guy who wants to tell you how to win big in business. He's got his master scam. And I've talked about this before, folks, many years ago when it first came out. Anybody who's doing what's called a master class, or they talk about master class, it's a scam. Okay, master scam. Okay, oh, my master class. Okay. I mean, this started out with these little digital ding-dongs, right? And now you've got all these high-profile media celebrity shysters doing it, right? What's funny, though, is how is a guy going to give a so-called master class on how to win big in business when he's been a complete failure, an absolute failure? This is fraud. Yeah, it's certainly fraud, and it's been contrived, it's been engineered by the media. Okay? And so I just wanted to point this out before we watch this video. Let's listen to this blabbermouth guy who, I don't know, if I didn't know any better, I'd say we were looking at Frankenstein.
Competitive sport. I think about my competitors all day, every day.
Who are your competitors, Mark? What other scam artists are out there? Right? Mark, you're a scammer. You can't deny that. You were in cahoots with a cryptocurrency Ponzi scheme. You're a fraud. You're a loser and a drunk.
Mark Cuban, entrepreneur, inventor, owner of the Dallas Mavericks.
Inventor. Don't you love it when people, they make all these claims about themselves? Yeah, I'm this and this and this and this and this. When you hear that, folks, trust me, write down con man. People that have actually done real things don't come out, yeah, I'm an author, I'm a speaker, I'm an inventor, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a billionaire. They don't do that. Only insecure shysters trying to pitch to you bullshit come out and claim that they're this and that, and I'm this, and I'm this, and I'm this, and I'm this. Right? This guy's one thing and one thing only. He's a motor mouth con man. And I hope Cuban gets this video. Mark, I want you to watch all the videos I've done on you.
Dead-eye three-point shooter. In this class, I'm going to teach you all the little things business schools forget to teach you. Things like when you raise money, it's not an accomplishment. That's an obligation. And you should prioritize not spending money. You got to stay.
Well, there you go, folks. You don't need to take his master scam. He just told you what he's going to tell you right there. Wow, gee, Mark, you're a beacon of amazing knowledge. What a fucking idiot.
Business.
Remember, this is the guy, look, shark investor. This is the guy who you might recall, or maybe you don't, back when Donald Trump started his Celebrity Apprentice, I don't know, maybe it's 20 years ago, or maybe not quite 20. Mark Cuban, shortly thereafter, he made sure it started to show the benefactor, because of course Cuban has always been envious and jealous of Trump because he knows Trump is kind of full of hot air, hasn't really done a whole lot. He's a kind of a scammer shyster, right? And of course, Cuban is in that same realm, so he wants to kind of compete with Trump. Well, of course, that show Benefactor was a complete flop and failure. Why? Because nobody likes Cuban. Nobody likes him. They can see through this mirage he presents. He's a piece of trash. He's a bad person. And recently he's been trying to make himself out to be, oh, he's a good person. Look, I'm backing this drug company to give you cheap drugs, right? This guy is a total grifter. He's a total piece of trash person. At least Trump, to many people, is likable. He's funny, right? Trump is, many people hate the guy, but many people like him. I don't know anybody that likes Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban is just a bad person.
What does it feel like to know that you're worth more than $1 billion? So good, I could never possibly explain it.
What's this have to do with this little master scam? You understand? It's going to be all about his celebrity. He's going to give you a few little one-liners here, this and that, and he's going to be selling you his celebrity status, basically. Mark Cuban doesn't know jack shit about investing, about business. He's full of hot air and shit. He's a liar. He's a hypocrite. And I've already proven all this stuff. They put him out on the media. 1 minute he talks about how Netflix is a disaster, it's a terrible company, and then it pops, it's a great company, and all of a sudden he's got Netflix. Okay? Same thing with cryptocurrency. Oh, it's terrible. It's worthless. It's trash. He finds out how he can make a lot of money endorsing it. Oh, it's great. I love it. It's amazing. These con artists are the same, folks. You can tell they're money worshipers. They'll do anything for a buck. They don't care what it is. And it's just amazing how a guy like this, he's been dealt a lot of money because he's in the right group of people. I'm not going to talk about that. Yet, he'll do anything for a buck. He has zero shame. Zero shame.
Disruptor. I tend to walk into any circumstance and say, okay, how would I change this? And how can I create this opportunity that other people aren't seeing?
Wow.
No one remembers my failures. But as someone who's failed many times, the biggest mistake people make is
total failure. Yeah, sign up for this master scam. Master scam. And of course, if you want to see the biggest bullshit artist, and this company, by the way, I haven't researched them. I need to. They're very aggressive in trying to get credible people, because they started out with really, guys like Kevin O'Leary and obvious shysters like that. Now they're getting, politicians. They got Hillary and Bill Clinton and Obama and all these people. And I think, eventually they'll probably get credible investors, credible businessmen like Jeff Bezos. Right, Reed Hastings, they may have already gotten them, which is scary, because when you get someone that's really credible, then it kind of adds to their brand, and you assume that everyone's credible. And so I have to say, for the credible people who join this master scam, it's kind of a notch against you for your credibility. I want you to know that. Birds of a feather always flock together. Folks, never forget that.